Go for it.
Hi, Santiago. Nice
Hi.
to see you again.
You too.
So my peers asked wonderful questions, and I am representing Team 27, the Elite 7, and I have a question about the grant funds. Like, are there any specific mechanisms or systems with which you can, track and monitor that we are effectively using the grant funds, the money which we want to give to the NGOs? How do we track that?
So basically, there is a pot of money that is associated or budgeted for use by the NGOs, and again, that's separated into different pots depending on what the NGOs want to use it for. So for each of those pots of money, if you like, that figure is set at the beginning of the year, right? And we track the allocation of all of that through that sort of target budget figure. So we need a way of being able to sort of say, okay, if we say that we were going to give £1 million to help with health education, for example, for this year, then any grants that fall into that category, we need to be tracking how we're spending that money. So if by month 6, we've already used up £1 million, that's not great, right? So we need to be able to track that and be able to make sure that we allocate that £1 million, in a consistent way through the year. We don't just blow it all in the first 2 months and then find that there's a number of things that are going on where there's a desperate need for funds towards the end of the year. So we're trying to sort of smooth out the allocation of that money through the year. And in order to do that, I need to be able to track how I'm spending my grants against the target figure that I have available to give out.
So how do we currently manage this? Like, how do you see it? Like, if you said £1 million.
Spreadsheets. Okay. Yeah. So our analyst produces a weekly spreadsheet that gives us that information, but a week is too late. I mean, we need to see this pretty much real time. Because in a week we could have signed a couple of very large grants, right? And that could have an impact on the overall budget. So this sort of thing we should be tracking more or less real time as soon as the grant's been awarded. Sometimes we actually don't even get that report till probably a fortnight, because it's something that has to be manually built with different sources of data. So depending on the analyst, if they're on holiday, for example, I don't get that data for 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. I'm sure with this Salesforce implementation, you can have these reports at the tip of your hands. We'll make sure you do.
Ideally, yeah. I need them. I need to be able to run those reports whenever I like, based on real-time data.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Fantastic, Joe.